We're back. Side Gig Season 2. We're here at Greyhawk Golf Club. The one, the only Joel Dahmen. Yes, Joel. Beautiful.
That is nice.
That was really good. Yeah, good shot. About 10 feet.
All right.
Quiet. You know what that means? If I told you when you were 15 that you'd play 8 years on the PGA Tour.
I wouldn't believe you. If you told me that 8 years ago, I wouldn't believe you.
Exactly. So it's been pretty fucking good.
It's been unbelievable.
That'll do
Oh, baby.
We're back. Side Gig Season 2. We're here at Greyhawk Golf Club with the one, the only Joel Dahmen. Welcome, Joel.
Happy to be here.
I'm happy that you're here. We've been talking about doing this for a while. We're gonna go play some golf today. The Side Gig normal situation, 9 holes. I'm carrying the bag, we're walking. Ball down, ball in hole, which I love saying that. Ball down, ball in hole. We're playing real golf today. We said 2 under's the record. Shane's got the record at 2 under. You know, there's a lot of talk on the internet about, oh, Joel Dahmen, oh, he likes to party, he likes to drink. You're a golfer, okay?
I'm pretty good.
You're pretty
8 years on the PGA Tour.
8 years on the PGA Tour, and so we're gonna put all this noise to the side of, oh, Joel's famous, oh, can he still play? We're gonna go out there and tear this golf course a new one.
As long as you get the wind right and you mostly just keep up and shut up, then I think this is gonna be a great day.
I think I can get the wind right, seeing as there's not a single breath of it.
That's why we live here.
That's the plan. All right, so we're gonna warm up a little bit, and then we're gonna go play some golf. Nothing too complicated. I remember you were doing the quest for 170 a couple years ago. You've gotten there.
I have made it to 170 ball speed. It was a nice spoofing off Bryson getting to 200, so I figured if I got to 170, I could maybe play in the same tournament.
How much of that was actual work that you did, or how much of that was just better equipment?
If you just choose to swing a little bit harder, then you can probably, I don't know, I could get there at that point, but it's a fine line for me between hitting it straight and then trying to swing harder.
Yeah.
And like sacrificing a little bit of crookedness. So it's like getting your baseline speed a little bit higher so that your top end speed can go a couple more miles an hour for me to cover a bunker, get to a par 5 or something. But
So what used to be top end is now kind of cruisy.
yes, exactly.
Got it.
Still working on the straight part of it all, but I can still chip it out there nice and straight. Prefer to be a little more of a mutter than a birdie fest.
Yeah, you like it to be nasty out there. You want it to be windy.
I'm really good at pars.
Yeah. Wind and rain is your friend.
I prefer it.
That's kind of an interesting headspace to be in.
I want par to be a great score.
Yeah.
I grew up in Eastern Washington. The springs were cold and crappy, and that's what I played at. I played at Washington in college, so Seattle's not great. So that's why I moved here, is to get away from all of that. But
Yeah.
I still like to mud a little bit.
Just like that. How you been playing? You feel like you're off to a decent start?
It's been a little slower than I wanted this calendar year, but my game's way better than my score's been. I typically get off to a slow start, but I like where everything's trending. I'm ready to get going here.
So if you got like a 9 a.m. tee time, what time are you turning up to the golf course?
I'm typically 2 hours prior.
2 hours? That's
I know,
a lot.
people don't think I'd try. I actually try.
Well, that's what I want to get at. That's what I want to get at.
I have a very stringent routine. I mean, all tour players do, but
Yeah.
I'm 90 minutes. I'm on my PT table, getting stretched out, doing some warm up there for about 30 minutes. And I'm an hour to the putting green, do 20 minutes of putting stuff, about 5-10 minutes of drills, and then a lot of field stuff, and then off to the range for 25-30 minutes, hit a couple chips, and on the way to the tee.
And are you more of a hotel or an Airbnb guy?
Always Airbnb.
Because with the kids?
Especially now with the family, but even prior to that, I was always Airbnb in it, or a guest house guy.
That's right.
Um,
You said in the show that was your low point that week, so that hurt a little bit.
I think it was just the low point of golf that a year prior to that, I was leading the US Open going into Saturday, and at this time I was drinking and having a blast, but my golf game was miles apart.
I was gonna say, it wasn't a low point for me. We had fun.
We had a great time.
We stayed at my
but it
parents'
was-
house. We stayed at my parents' house for the US Open at LACC, and we had a really good time. And then he said on the show that it was the low point of his entire life, so.
Oh, that's a bit of a stretch, probably. The golf side was pretty low, because I had put some effort in at that point,
Yeah.
and I wasn't seeing the results. I was trying to dig myself out of the hole, having the kid, and life was changing. I was famous, I was playing bad golf, and I was trying to dig myself out, and I couldn't dig myself out of the golf
Tough combo.
hole. So instead, we just go to what? Dantana's?
Dantana's, baby. The best place in the world.
It's incredible.
It's the best.
You invited in, like, you know, we were like family to you guys right away, and that was a lot of fun.
It was great. Yeah, Rob
I'm
was
excited
there.
to come back, yeah.
Rob was there. Yeah, Genesis would have been yours, but you got to get in.
I got to play better.
You got to play better.
Hashtag play better. That's what it's about. Typically it's just a send driver left, but I do not want to hit a fairway bunker today.
Yeah, so that bunker looks like it's about 290 to the one on the right.
Yeah.
I feel like it just threw it at the right one.
That's what I would typically do, yes.
Yeah, so let's do that.
Okay.
Fireball Whiskey. Thank you to Fireball for allowing me to do this dream series. Cheers. Let's have some fun out there.
I always need a good caddy and a good mind frame before we start.
I'm so dialed, it's crazy.
This is really bad. I have a phobia of hitting 3-wood off first tees.
So let's not hit it then.
No, you got to do it. You just got to get over it. You gotta take it in the teeth sometimes.
Are you sure you don't want to hit a little cutty driver?
The problem with that, if I go in a fairway bunker on the first, I don't like those either. So we're going 3-wood, right edge of that right bunker.
Yes, Joel. Beautiful.
That is nice.
That was really good. We're off and running.
Wow.
That was like a 1-yard draw, huh?
Yeah, 3-wood likes to just tilt a hair left, which I'm okay with. It's the only club.
It's interesting that I feel like that is kind of what they're designed to now. Like the driver's cut and the 3-woods draw a little bit.
You nailed it. I already got a text from my wife. I didn't take the trash out, so hot start.
Hot start. You're still on the hook for chore duties, even with the baby and with the whole golf thing?
I'm on the hook for everything.
But she's such like a good, I feel like she's really big on you practicing, so I feel like she
Yeah.
wants to take care of things.
Yeah, but I also have to still do a decent job.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard to be like a decent human.
Your practice, is it just go hit a bunch of balls, or do you kind of have like drills that you're doing?
So I'm not a range rat, so if I'm there, I'm actually gonna set up TrackMan. I'm gonna be working on mostly yardages, dialing in numbers. I'll hit like 50% less shots than other guys, but every shot I hit is actually with a purpose. I'm not just there like hitting balls.
Right. You want to see how far what the spin rate is?
Yeah, like I want to make sure that the numbers are good, but changing targets all the time and hitting stuff like that has been more important to me than just like being out there and just hitting balls. Just hit balls.
All right, it's 150 to that back pin.
150.
We obviously don't want to go long, and it's a little into the wind.
Correct.
You thinking like chippy 8?
I typically will still hit 9. Arizona, ball's still going to travel decently well. Long being bad, so my 9-iron goes low 50s. Into the breeze, I'm saying, what is this, 150? So I'm probably
And it's
playing
150
high.
from here, so it's probably 47 from there.
There we go. Okay, we'll work on
getting
some caddy
closer.
details.
We're getting closer.
So if I hit a 55 9-iron, which is probably really stock, I think it comes out great. Right side is going to fall off a little bit. You probably got to go 3 left of it from the edge.
Yeah. You see that like where that shadow comes in, like just a little right of that?
Yeah, exactly. So there's kind of like 2 scraggly trees. I'm going to pick one of the branches on the second one on the right.
Yeah. I love it. It's kind of settling down right now. I think 9's perfect.
Little pull.
Get back there.
Little pull.
Spinning down the
short.
hill a little. All right, middle of the green.
Softer. Okay, just
Decent start.
easing our way into it today.
We're easing our way into it. Good shot. So how are we doing? Because the Netflix show just came out. I watched it.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of let you speak on that.
I think the hard thing for me that is tough to translate to the public who watches the Netflix show, the hard thing is that was like a year ago, 9 months ago. That was like a long time ago in a golf world.
Yeah.
So people, when it comes out, yeah, I was going through a transition phase of being a pro golfer, being a dad, being Netflix famous from the first show.
We were talking about it when we were watching the show. We were like, if you had just had a kid, that would have changed everything.
Correct.
And you see that with, Spieth, and you see that with Ricky. Like,
It's a real thing.
it's a real thing. And then you throw in your life, your profile just skyrocketed.
Yeah, it was
Just a lot.
3 weeks apart, my world blew up.
Yeah. Oh wait, did the kid was born like right when the show came out?
Kid was born 3 weeks prior to Netflix being released. So a lot happened really quickly, and golf was a little bit left behind. I was focused on being a great dad, trying to be a great dad and still a good husband, but I was also struggling a lot on the golf course. This is my worst calendar year as a pro, and it was frustrating not to be able to get over the hump.
But right after the camera stopped rolling, you had a really nice fall.
I had a great fall.
Top tens, right?
Yeah, I had kind of found myself again there in the fall. I think a lot of people panic or feel like they're panicking, but I know that I have great golf ahead of me.
I thought this pin was way further back.
I did too.
You like it in? You like it out?
Out's great. I didn't, actually it's turned out to be a pretty decent golf shot.
What's your process for reading greens? Because we've had guys on here. Keegan Bradley said he doesn't crouch once a whole week. He's fully aim point.
Yeah.
We had Shane Lowry, who basically laughed in my face when I suggested if he asked aim point. So where do you fall?
I'm not an aim pointer. I understand aim point principles. There's 0 lines, there's straight putts on a planar green, there's one uphill, there's one downhill. Over a ridge or change of color is going to be change of direction. Like, I understand those things, but I still do a lot of my reading. I actually do all of my reading over the ball. So
You don't go behind it, you don't go on the other side?
I'll look for speed-wise on the low side of it to check. So obviously we're putting up a large tier here. So I'll come to the low side of this and know I'm putting up a large tier. And I'm gonna get a general idea that it's gonna break a little right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be straightish up the hill, the last 5 feet go right. And there's a ball mark that's kind of on top of the ridge that I know it's in the ballpark, but I'm gonna do all of this when I'm over it.
You don't line it up?
No, so with my ball, I will on inside of 8 feet that are relatively straight.
Okay.
I'll line it up. But on this, it's more important for speed. Kind of have my line picked out, but now I'm feeling the speed and line together here.
That's interesting that you do everything over the ball, because I feel like that's not typical, right? Most guys I feel like would read a putt and then be like totally locked in.
I working with many putting coaches and doing things, I feel like I do a lot of things my own way, but I read something, get over it, and I'm second guessing it. I'm always gonna go with my gut, which is gonna be over the ball, my last thought. So I just get in and do that first and just own it that way.
The show or whatever, the public perception makes it sound like, oh, if you just did this or you practice, it's like the way that you are as a golfer has to match up with the person that you are as a person. So if I put you out there and I compare you sometimes to Fitz, who's the polar opposite of you, who I know really well.
Yes.
If I told Matt that he had to come out and have a couple beers and show up on the first tee, he would start to panic. And I think if I told you got to be on this range for 7 hours, you would start to panic.
I would start to panic, or if I charted the shots like Fitz does.
Yeah. Like it has to match up.
It does. So, and that's, I battled that a lot my rookie year of who I tried to be a pro golfer, like practice hard and do things the right way and like be serious. And I was having fun. It's like, I am who I am. It translates to my golf game, which is kind of more fun, a little more laid back. I have kind of a rep of maybe not practicing enough or working hard on some things, or maybe taking, not as seriously, but that's just how I play my best. Like if you look at through the years of me playing my best, I put a lot of time in. I listen to a lot of podcasts, I read books, I spend time around a lot of smart people. Like I'm better when I'm in my headspace of being happy and
You're a
showing
happy
up.
golfer.
I am.
And that was one of the things of the show this year was like last year, you didn't seem like you were having that good of a time out there.
I was not, because golf wasn't fun. Golf wasn't my priority for the first time in a long time.
Here, you're reaching for the driver quick. You like driver?
I think so, because it's right bunker I can cover.
Right bunker is only like 260 cover. To get in the left one's 278.
So it does narrow a ton more than I thought.
But I'm not sure. I think 3-wood might, it's probably 275 from there. 3-wood might still get in that bunker now.
3-wood goes in the left bunker, but if we can cover right bunker with 3-wood, it's going to kick a little left. You still only have a wedge in.
You like 3-wood at the flag?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Cool.
Okay, 3-wood again.
Yep. Very nice. Beautiful. That's going to cover it, no?
Has to. Yeah.
Yeah, that was solid.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I might need a nip after this hole,
Yeah, I'll nip. We usually do birdie nips, but
That was a good par.
that was a good par, yeah. This is a good drive here.
This turned out actually great. These are back-to-back 3-woods on one end too that I've striped.
All right, 106. Probably what, like 100 to the front edge?
Yeah, so there's a little backstop. I think it slopes a little bit right to left. I'm gonna try to fly this like 109 or 10.
Just a hair right of it, or?
I am gonna try to hit it probably just left of the splitting shadow and pin, so it's
Okay.
a step right of it.
You don't have any sort of course management system. There's no decade. You're just kind of
Oh
feeling
no,
it out.
I'm exactly that. I see I'm more put together than people think, especially with Gino. Decade started it, I call it Golf IQ, and really I work with John Rehorn, who's been my stats guy. So yeah, it started with Decade. There's a little more nuance to it now, but rarely do we aim at pins, and Gino's my guy out there, and he's like, hey, this is a number, this is where we're hitting it. Now being disciplined to those numbers is way harder, because sometimes you want to fade a 5-iron into 3 feet instead of hitting it 25
So like
feet.
even like this, you've got a a sand wedge in your hand. There's
This
no
is
wind.
very green light. This
Okay.
is just, we're trying to make it.
Let's fucking do it then.
Let's make one. We have 106, playing no wind.
Little pull.
Stay there.
Sit down. Yeah,
All
good
right.
shot. About 10
Yeah.
feet.
Hold it.
I'll take that.
3 yards, but underneath the hole, putting up a hill.
So a wedge like that, you hit a good shot, right? You pull it a little bit. Are you thinking, okay, why did I pull that? What happened there? Or are you just happy with the result?
When I'm really into the golf and I'm focused, I will almost always have a 10-second discussion with Gino of, this is why I think I pulled it. I thought on that wedge shot, I don't feel like I stood close enough to the ball. Closer to the ball for me equals right, and I felt like I stood a little bit too far away.
Did you feel that before you swung it?
Yes.
And you just decided to swing anyway?
This is, we're creeping into day-to-day problems of Joel Dahmen.
Well, I was gonna tell you, I'm a big therapy guy, so do you think I'm like a huge wuss?
I don't think that anyone's a wuss. I think that everyone should have someone to talk to.
There you go. So they got through to you then?
No one got through to me. I have different outlets of doing things for different people, but I don't think that you necessarily need to be laying on a couch staring at a ceiling talking to someone.
Well, you've been watching too much of The Sopranos, because you can do it on Zoom now.
See, that's the other hard part is I'm a big face-to-face interaction guy. I like to hang out and actually meet people and chat with people and like be friendly. And are you reading putts?
I'm trying to.
So I have right in my feet.
I feel like it's inside left.
But it's straightening for sure. So when you say inside, I agree. It feels like it's left edge.
I think it's really straight at the hole, if not going over.
So a lot of times I'll come over here and find 0, right? So I'll find straight. So I feel like if this is a straight putt, because if I go to this side of the ball, this is breaking left for sure. So I have breaking left, still breaking left. I'll find 0, which is probably somewhere in here. So aim point principles, if you're at 12 feet and you're a step left of it, you're probably around the edge or just outside of it.
Oh, I broke across the hole, huh?
Unbelievable. See, there's potential valley out here, as they talk about in Scottsdale.
Potential what?
Valley effect. So we're up in North Scottsdale, valley's this way. Could have some pull there.
You hit a good putt.
I hit a great putt.
You're pretty quick. If you're doing it now, if this is how you play on tour, you're pretty fast, aren't you?
I'm a very fast player. I'm one of the top 15 fast players.
And you can see that with data, right?
Yeah, exactly. We have that all.
So do you try to slow down?
So my slowing down is walking, breathing, talking, the process before the shot. But once I'm into it, it's my routine.
Because, yeah, you don't want to.
So you want to slow your heart rate when you're walking. You want to, Gino controls pace at times.
Oh, I left that thing. I'll meet you up there. I left it. Just the thing fell off. I'll be right there.
Way to go.
Thank you.
This is one of the hardest holes out here.
Yeah, just a long, beefy par 4. I mean, that right bunker is very much in place. So it's just anything left of that right bunker, right?
Exactly. So there's a tree on the left that we just got to keep it right of.
You saying that tree that has the dark bark?
Exactly. So if it's right of that, you're going to stay on grass.
Just like that cactus.
That's exactly right. So I'm going to try to hit this at the cactus, and I think there's a breath off the left. Oh, we're challenging right.
No, it's holding its line.
Challenging right. Oh,
Carried
way
it.
over it.
Carried it, dude. That's so 170. That was 172, I think.
That was some decent ball speed there.
That was hit pretty good.
Yeah, that shortens the hole a bit. Make a birdie.
155. Pin is right in the middle.
So there's room over that bunker.
There's room over that bunker. Yeah, there's probably a good 10 yards over that bunker. It feels just like stock 9, doesn't it?
That's what it is after that first hole as well. You get a little better gauge on what the 9-iron's doing. I know that the bunker's running kind of parallel to the green to the right, so we can't miss this ball right.
Right, but that's kind of tricky though because the green does kind of slope right to left.
It does. This is one of those probably gonna hit cameraman and
Not
try
far
to
left.
but I'm gonna
off
hold it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So if I can split ball finishing between cameraman and pin,
Yeah, just like a nice 8-footer up the hill.
that's the goal. Overdid it. Oh, exactly what I couldn't do.
Just carry. Yes, it
did
did.
carry.
You lucky dog. You really didn't deserve that bounce.
No, that wasn't a great shot.
No, you did not
That was
deserve that bounce.
exactly. But when you're playing better golf, you get those breaks.
That's right, and when you have the right attitude.
See, that
You've
helps
got a
too.
caddy
You got a
who's
great
just
caddy like yourself.
unbelievable at this. You got some big pairings, I feel like, right after the Netflix show, didn't
I
you?
did.
Like,
I played with Justin Thomas a lot.
yeah.
I
Does
did.
anything strike you? Because the squad that you hang out with, it's like you, Nick, who's obviously having
Yeah.
a great year, but Mark Hubbard, like,
But when you play
is
with
there a
them,
difference between those guys when you hang out with them and like a JT and a Spieth when you hang out with those guys? Do they have like an aura about them?
Yeah, but I think that we as a not top 10 player in the world, non-major champion, create the aura.
Yeah.
Because they're still just boys to themselves when they're hanging out with their dudes. Like, they don't
Right.
treat them any differently or any weirder. But when you're around these guys in their element, when they're the best, there is something that's just a little bit better about them.
It's a certain swagger.
Yeah, not our best 9-iron here.
Not the best 9-iron, but you got away with it.
I
you
did.
know? And bogey-free golf is a nice way to play. So I think we're in a good spot. This is a hard hole too.
Have a quick nip.
Very quick. So this will be one where you go into the low side.
I
It's
will.
pretty...
So I'm going to circle the hole just to get a layout of it. So it's going to be a little down and obviously breaking pretty hard right at the end.
Pretty hard left at the end.
Yes, correct. Sorry. A right slope, right to left. So I think amateurs struggle because they think they have to hit it harder.
Right.
If you, like, I don't think any tour pros actually play speed on this.
Right.
Because you're already hitting it through, especially outside 20 feet, you're going to be hitting it through the fringe anyways.
Kind of right over that dark spot, maybe the right side of it.
So I got
This one, you see what I'm saying?
this big one here.
Yeah, this
So I'm
one.
going to go a little right of this. We have, there's actually one, I kind of put to apex when I'm over it, but probably aiming here and it rolls just left of that. But this is one of those where you don't hit a great shot in the green, but you slop one in from deep and your round gets going.
That's when you start to feel the juice
That's
a
when
little.
you start to feel a little fun.
Get going.
Oh, see, yeah, that was more downhill. This is where I'll throw a line on them.
Just right center?
Yes, it's definitely right of center. Not much. I'll like, if it's the 3 feet in, I'll hit them pretty hard.
It's prime tiger status?
I'm not quite there, but I'm not gonna limp them over the front. As a,
Rattled it in. It's in though.
it's in.
How much will you look at stats and strokes gained and all
A
that?
ton, way too much probably. But also, there's a way of what you feel. So you have to understand what you feel like versus what's actually happening.
So will there be weeks where you're like, okay, I feel like I hit it pretty good with my irons and then my stats will be dog shit?
No, because I think it's more for me, it's short game and putting.
But isn't short games around the green kind of a funky stat?
It is. You can be 20 feet away from the hole, and the best you can hit it is 20 feet.
And it goes down as like minus.
And it goes down. And so those are little, but you can separate those and use like, how good did I hit the easier shots today? So the other one, the strokes gained, will say that you hit it 20 feet next to the hole, but you're absolutely screwed on top of a ridge or something.
Right.
Like, that wasn't that good of a golf shot.
You ever thought about doing like strokes gained to your target versus strokes gained to like the finish
Yeah,
line?
so that's a little bit of what we're going down with the Golf IQ stuff and with John Rehorn, is having more of that, of like, which is very Fitzpatrick, right?
You got to be honest with yourself about where you're trying to hit it. This hole suits our eye. I'm gonna start saying R, you know, like the proverbial caddy we.
Exactly.
So those little skinny trees, it's like 338 to those. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like
plenty.
just starting it off that.
Okay, so this is par 5. This is
Yeah.
super tough green because it's elevated and short, but obviously the only thing I can't do is hit it in the right bunkers here. So I will take it at those and just try to just peel it a hair.
Yeah,
But I also, it's a decent length, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more gas here.
Get to low 170s here.
I think so.
It's not going 330, so it's left side of the fairway.
It's fine. It wasn't the full treatment I tried, but it's in the
It's a good
fairway,
shot. It's in the fairway.
which is a good, it's nice when my misses are in the fairway.
Well, I remember when I first started learning about decade and about all that stuff, the 60-yard thing really tripped me out.
Can you believe how wide
That's
that
what I'm
actually
saying.
is?
So
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, Scott Fawcett built this decade golf situation, and he basically tried to turn golf into as much of a math problem as possible. So if you think about golf, the way to think about golf is not as a straight line, it's as a cone or as a
Or
triangle.
a sniper rifle versus a shotgun pattern.
Exactly. So you're gonna have variance. No one hits it on the straight line every time. And he said the variance for a PGA Tour pro on average is 60 yards with driver.
It's insane.
30 yards on each side, which is crazy.
But if you overlay 100 drivers, like, that's kind of what it is.
No, that's what the numbers say that it
Yeah,
is.
so I'm not the longest player on tour, and I'm one of the most accurate players, so I shrink mine down to 50.
50. Okay, but
So my
still,
number's
50 is
50.
wide. This is quite a turtleback green, huh?
This is a brutal green.
Yeah.
This is a great par 5.
That thing did go a long way, by the way.
Yeah, ball goes far in Arizona.
That probably went like 315.
See? So I don't hit it that short.
No. You have a method for judging lies?
Certainly not Phil Mickelson when I have a method, but
257, it's 248 to the front.
it's not going to necessarily fly further when it hits the ground. It's going to be hot. I do have a slight tree issue. I could go over it, but all of a sudden if I'm hitting a high 3-wood out of this, it could go forever. We could get that jumper.
I don't like 3-wood. I think 3-wood could land on the back of the green and go long. Why don't we hit like 5-wood at where he's standing? If it goes in the bunker, great.
I do. Short is definitely the miss here. Short right is definitely the miss.
Short right, I feel like you're chipping uphill.
I'm gonna go with the hybrid, which goes about 235 out here.
Do you have the 5-wood or this is the 5-wood?
I do not. So I go driver 3-wood. This is my hybrid, but I have a 9-wood.
A 9-wood?
A new weapon.
Instead of the 4-iron?
Yeah, exactly.
So 5 iron's your lowest?
Yeah, I'm really turning into an AM golf.
You've got old man
golf.
game.
I got old man. Just a touch right of what I wanted.
But that's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fairway.
It is. It's should be fine. That's like a.
Just don't know if you're gonna be able to hold the green with 3-wood. This thing is throwback, huh?
That's been around since 2000. That's actually bought off eBay.
Really?
That's Gino Benelli bought off eBay because I had the same club for 9 years. Finally cracked on me, and Gino bought 3 more.
I was gonna ask you, do you think you'll play the senior tour?
I can't imagine me turning 50, if I have the opportunity, hopefully I do, that not to go out there and play 10, 12, 15 times a year with your old buddies.
You have to do it.
They have so much fun.
Dude, it looks, last week.
And you make money. You make piles of cash.
Oh yeah, so like.
You keep returning.
This week they're in Morocco and they all flew the jet over there together. They look like they're
looks like they're just boozing and hanging. Like, honestly, it's like you go like mini tours, Corn Ferry, where you're all friends, you all hang out. But then you go to the tour where you kind of separate in a family life, and then you come back post 50 and all you just hang out.
Yeah, because the kids are gone.
You play golf, you goof off. It's got to be the most fun.
I think you could be a senior tour killer. I really do, because your game is not really about like ballistic speed.
Right. It's just like
you could have like a Steven Alker run. You know what I mean? Win a couple majors, a couple $1 million.
So I have these thoughts.
Yeah.
I got to do a little more work to guarantee starts out there, but.
Oh, you guys do a lot more work. It's kind of hard, isn't it? It's like you got to make 25 million or something.
At least, or win 5 times or a major. There's some numbers to get to for sure.
So a shot like this, 30, 40 yards, will you walk it off? Will you go see where you want to land?
I will always go and check out my landing spot.
Yeah.
So short's bad, figured that one out early. There is a bit of a backstop, so it gives you a little freedom. Greens are a little soft.
I think if you land it here, you got plenty of space.
Totally, so this is one where I'm gonna give myself like an extra step buffer, and if I can land it in here and hit it properly, it's gonna hop and spin.
Yeah.
It's one of those where this is one of those you practice a ton as a tour pro.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of the range where you can put the most spin on the ball, and that's the most fun to practice.
So you're not pacing it off though. Do you want a number? Do you want?
No, so when I get to 50-ish yards, I'll take a peek, but I can just figure this out. I'll land it 1 inch right of it. A little far. Oh, I just bounced it a hair. It's not. If the greens were faster.
It might come back.
It's trying.
Is it trying? Is it moving, Date? Yeah, I think it's coming back a little slowly. It's crawling.
I know. If you just keep giving yourself these chances for what? 72 holes?
You're gonna make a couple.
You're gonna be stress-free.
So you're trying to hit as many greens as you can, give yourself as many looks as possible.
And like have great speed on the putts.
Yeah. Well, I feel like amateurs, you gotta get everything there. It's like, if you watch Tour Pro from 35 feet, they're gonna leave a couple short.
Well, you're supposed to. It's just like the same variance that you have in every other thing.
Right.
There's variance in putting, because if you start taking, let's say we have a 6-foot gap on a 40-footer, and they all go past the hole, now you have 0 to 6 feet.
Right, as opposed
or
to
if you just have 3 feet, 3 feet.
Yeah, gotta go a little right, yeah?
I have down the hill right. I have this ball mark here that is standing out to me.
Yeah, I like that. It might even be the left side of it. I think if it loses speed, it's gonna die.
I agree with that.
Do it.
All right.
Good putt. You know what
that
means. You know what that means.
What does that mean, Dan?
It means a birdie net.
All right. See, that's a great caddy they're having me lay up a little bit.
I'm telling you, this ain't
Give
a
me
hobby.
more room for error. 3-wood goes long, you got a way tougher shot.
The Tiger 5. You know what the Tiger 5?
I just heard about it recently.
It's a real thing. No bogeys on par 5s, no doubles, no missed easy up and downs, no bogey with a 9-iron or less.
Yeah, okay.
And there's one more that I can't. No penalty. I think it's no penalty. No doubles.
Yeah.
No double. Because when you watch pro golf,
You
and
see
you watch
the
on TV,
incredible stuff.
you see the best players playing the best.
Yes.
I don't see you finishing T21, making 125 grand and going home and having a cocktail.
And having a great time. I love it.
Yes.
got?
204.
Smells like a 5-iron.
Birdie nip. It's a rule. It's a rule. Professional golfer makes a birdie. I'm going to be in real trouble if anyone gets hot in this series because Eagles
I'm
are
hoping
two.
it's me, but if not, I don't know who your next guest is, but I hope they get real hot for you.
So you like 5-iron kind of bleeding off the right edge of that left bunker?
That's exactly, yeah. So the longer my clubs go, the more of a fade I have.
Just because they're in the air longer, or is it more of a path thing?
It's just a pattern of my body and golf swing over the years that this is just kind of what it is.
I mean, it's only 189 front, so I think 5's plenty of club.
5 is definitely plenty. Overdid it. Go a little.
What do you mean overdid it? It's like 10 feet right of it.
Oh, I just missed it a hair.
Not bad.
It's fine for 5-iron.
That's probably, I was going to say, that's probably tour average from there. Do you pay attention to the golf courses? Like, you
I
know,
am.
obviously there are some certain guys who are super into it, who get into the architecture and the design.
I'm
you
on
got to
the
play
other
the best.
side.
You don't really give a shit.
I don't, like, people will talk about how they set up and, oh, they could have added this bunker, they should have not have this, they should have this angle, and I'm like, I just, like, my brain doesn't even work that way. It's like, there's a fairway, there's a green,
Yeah.
let's go play.
So you'll never be out there and be like, wow, this course is amazing. Like, it's just,
So what I think about a great golf course is more of the hang, the people. Like, you can go play, like, Goat Hill Park in San Diego area. That is so much fun to me. Like, I just want to hang out with good people, enjoy, like, 4 or 5 hours with your buddies, like.
that was not a bad shot at all. Probably
It
40
wasn't.
feet, 45 feet. But
It's up the hill the whole way. We have left at our feet, straightening out at the hole. See, this is gonna be really.
it's going to kick left pretty good in the first 25
I agree.
feet.
The first half is left hard.
And then I don't think, I think it needs to be almost, like, I don't think it's going to keep breaking.
So what, 8 feet out, you'd say it's gotta be close to center of the hole?
I think even more. I think it's like, once it gets to like here, it's going to roll really straight.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I'll break it down into this first, 20 feet is left, but
Right here's not breaking left.
yeah. So the source of it, as we call it, because the ball's still coming right to left, the hair here, gotta be inside right, probably
Yeah,
at 8-10 feet out.
Yeah, it's still going to go a little left because it's like on an angle.
Yes.
Yeah. Sit down. Sit down.
Wow, it did go right.
Like a couple, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Speed was perfect.
Speed was great.
How often do you bring in Gino for every putt? Do you never bring Gino in?
I'll bring him in for the hard ones. So I got this ball on the right edge and just maybe on the top edge.
You think it's all the way on the edge?
I do.
Okay. Putt. You really do bang those.
Because then you don't have to worry about the other shit.
Yeah, you just get up there and mash it. Another thing about that people don't realize is, like, if you get an 8 handicap on one of those perfect putting mats, they're gonna make like pretty much every single putt.
Correct.
It's really not that hard to hit a dead
No,
straight
and
putt.
even like you said, even an 8 handicap has a decent putting stroke enough where they can, I mean, look at Rick.
Well, I don't know if we want to go there.
Okay.
You talking about your son, or are you talking about?
Well, we were talking about.
I was gonna say your
Barstool.
son's a little young to have a good putting stroke.
He's got a good arm on him early.
What is he? 18 months?
13 months.
13 months.
Not afraid of a ball.
He's a big kid.
99 percentile and
If
everything.
I told you when you were 15 that you'd play 8 years on the PGA Tour,
I wouldn't believe you. If you told me that 8 years ago, I wouldn't believe you.
Exactly. So it's been pretty fucking good.
It's been unbelievable.
And that's the positivity that I'm trying to bring out, because I feel
I like it.
with this Netflix show, you're awesome. It's not that bad. Like, I understand that, like, you could be doing more with this, that, and the other, but, like, things are pretty fucking good.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to change anything. I mean, yeah, I'd like to win some more tournaments and I'd like to be around, but I am working towards those things, believe it or not.
Okay, so it's 327 to that bunker.
Bunker.
I feel like it's the right edge of that bunker. It's driver at that right bunker all day.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Really good, dude. That's roasted, huh?
That was pretty good.
Money in the bank.
What a maybe.
You're not a big quick tee pickup guy. You like to watch it. Like, I've seen, like, Matty, if he hits a good one, he picks it up and doesn't even check. You are like, you're watching it till it falls. Probably never thought about that before.
No, but even as a tour player, I would say we only hit maybe 5 shots a day, exactly the window we want, exactly at the line we want. So you might as well enjoy them.
Yeah, you might as well. You got to look at the good ones.
I don't have the highest ball speed. It's not the prettiest thing of all time, but I kind of like when the gun goes off. I like to be pretty competitive, and I'm into it out there, especially, you know, in those moments. I'm not.
You must be pretty flexible though, because your head drops a little bit. You get pretty, like, you got some side bends, so you got a little Neiman in there.
I do. Yeah, I like to say that actually Neiman takes after me.
That's for sure. Yeah.
He is younger.
He's richer too, I think.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Man, I remember I played with him when he was like first out on tour.
And you were impressed.
Oh, immediately. Like.
Well, I do feel like there is a certain benefit if you're back and handle it, because it's more stable through the hitting zone.
That's exactly what it is. Super stable face. It's not necessarily a speed move. Yako's
it's like Trevino.
A lot of Trevino is the handles leading in front, stable face, not a lot of rotation.
Okay, so something like this, we're probably like 45, 50 yards.
I would like a number here.
Just to the top of the bunker, or to the, you want
yeah,
both?
that's all I want is that, because if I hit over the bunker, we have a birdie look.
All right, so I got 56 flag and 45 to the top edge of that bunker. I'm gonna go take a look just to give us a visual.
I'm definitely gonna go peek with you, because I need to understand how much room's over the bunker to the pin.
Right, and even if I give you the number, you want to see it.
Yeah, 100%. So there is plenty of room, but it's still an intimidating shot.
Well, it's off a down slope.
It is, like you said, ball down, ball in hole.
Ball down, ball in hole,
This
baby.
is not the game with your homies where you roll it. So obviously long is just toast.
Yeah, but I mean, you got probably 40 feet of.
Correct. There should be plenty. I should still have enough room to hit a little spinner in here.
If you land it anywhere between,
I'd say here and the edge of the green.
Yeah, I mean, if you land it between here and there, you're fine.
Yeah, these are ones where like a great shot goes to a couple feet, but even a not great shot is 10, 12, you still have good looks. This would be pretty stocky, and I'm just gonna make sure it covers the bunker.
It's not so firm that you can't hit your stop.
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Be right. Yep, really good. I think that's gonna be tight, isn't it? Tight, Riggsy? That'll do it! That means
Baby.
another nippy for Danny boy.
I didn't realize I was playing for you all day.
Yeah, you are. Good shot, buddy.
Thank you. See,
That was that's what we call that Nipsey Hustle back in the.
Nipsey Hustle.
Yeah, you know, rest in peace.
Yeah, I didn't say R.I.P. to that guy, right?
Yeah, or Nipsey Hustle, but that was a Nipsey Hustle. We honor him with nippers. We hit nippy shots and then we take nips. So you've played US Open, you've played PGA, you've played British, just never the Masters.
I have never set foot at Augusta National.
You didn't even get the invite?
I mean, I have, but I'm not going until I get there myself. And if,
Someone else was saying that too. I don't remember who it was, but they were saying, I'm not taking the invite unless I make it into the tournament.
and I will go if my career doesn't get me there, but I do believe that I'll get there. It turned out unbelievable.
I think you're gonna get there this year, bro. I think the Players is when it starts.
I like that.
Let's clean this up because we're playing ball down, ball in hole.
Oh, that's right. Ball down, ball in hole.
Ball down, ball in hole.
I'm glad
Yes,
the
sir.
world saw that was pretty pure.
Ball down. I got a group chat that's called Ball Down.
Do you really?
Yes.
That's so good.
Ball down, ball in hole.
Is that your crew at home?
Yeah, it's a squad at home. One of the things that a couple of tour guys have told me, we going this way? You know
Yeah,
where
we
it
can
is?
go right here.
Worst ball scramble. You ever do that with
So
yourself?
I actually did it a lot when I was in high school growing up.
So if people don't know, you play a scramble with yourself and you play the worst ball. So you hit 2 drives, you play the worst drive. You hit the next 2 from there, you play the worst shot. And I think it was Rory who said, like, if I can do that around even par, I know that I'm playing.
It took me like 3 years to shoot even par.
It's hard because you're gonna hit some foul balls.
Of course, but also how about that 15-footer you made?
Do you play for money in practice rounds?
Yeah, nothing crazy.
You're not in the Phil games?
Well, one time I was, and I was on the winning team. That was great.
You played with Phil, or?
Yeah, it was me and Phil against Harry Higgs and Keith Mitchell.
Was this, I know exactly where this was, Liberty National.
It was.
God, look at this golf brain. How
You're-
about I
you're such a
remembering that?
golf dork.
Yeah, I am the biggest golf dork in America, probably.
I love it. I made 8 birdies that day, and we rinsed them.
So you see that little tree on the right that's just left of that bunker? That's 315.
See, so I have more room right than left. And if I hit this squeezer, it's gonna get on the ground faster, and it's gonna use and roll a little right.
What do you do to, first of all, I gotta take this birdie nip. What do you do to hit the squeezer? You teed it down.
I did, I teed it down already, but I'm gonna stand closer to the golf ball, number 1. Standing closer brings flight down, and I'm gonna choke down a hair on it. And those 2 things are just gonna lower the flight. I can still have a high 60s ball speed on it.
Will it cut more?
It can. There are times where I can really cut it with that.
Yeah.
I am not feeling that today. This will be pretty straight still.
So just off that tree off the left?
Exactly. So if I can get this ball to land just right at that, it's going to hit and run right.
Love it.
And it'll give us a look at going for it in 2. Oh, I whiffed it. Oh, no. Stay left.
Might have some tree issues on the second. I think it's probably, I mean, it's in grass.
It is. So that's like part of the deal. Like that was a pretty poor golf swing, but having a squeezer, like it's not going to go that far offline.
Yeah, it's not in the air long enough to get offline.
Correct. And we have a coyote right behind my golf ball up there.
It's only 224 to the flag.
224 is all?
That's what it says.
I believe you.
So that sort of tongue in the middle of the bunker is 202. You think it's 4-iron, or do you like hard 5?
Well, I'm actually might go 9 wood to the moon.
Just hit one way up in
I
there?
got a tree slightly in front of me. I also
That tree's in your way?
If a 4-iron?
I mean, the answer can be yes. You can just say yes.
I mean, I could get it over it, but then we're talking about accuracy of once the balls start going up.
So I'm going to shoot Nate back there in the back left corner because that's still not a bad spot. He's 230. Are you not worried about that going 235 in the air?
A little bit, if it comes out a little warm, but what I might do to keep this from going hot is I'm going to take it stand closer and try to hoist. So
It's interesting that you do a lot of it with where you stand.
Everything was a setup.
That's so old
So
school.
I don't change my golf swing. If you stand close, ball's going to come out low and typically right. If you stand further away, ball's definitely going to go higher and more left. I want to take some off of this, so I'm going to feel more cut and just add a degree of loft to this to make sure I don't hit the hot left.
You can hit this 215.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I feel like. It's 215 is probably the number.
I like that, but I'm going to hold it stronger in my left hand through the impact zone to hit this higher and make sure it doesn't go as far and more right.
Oh, be good, Joel.
Might be short.
Short?
Short. It came out spinny.
Hit the top edge of the bunker.
Yeah, I did.
It was flying like a butterfly with sore feet.
See, that's why this club's so cool.
That thing was going to be fucking dialed. So this goes shorter than the hybrid, but longer than a 4-iron would go.
Yeah.
Or I guess same as a
It's
4-iron.
about the same as a 4-iron.
When did you get that club?
I put it in for Tory week because that rough was so long and wet, and I needed to gouge out some of them because a lot of times you can get something to even go like 170 out of there and get around the green.
Did you ask Tiger for sponsors in that?
No, I did not.
You just didn't deign to do that?
Didn't even attempt.
You didn't even think about it?
No. Tiger probably would know me if I wear my student bucket hat in the clubhouse.
You've got no interactions with him?
I played with him, and he
You played with him, can I guess? Because this is going to be...
This would be all-time
Okay,
golf
well,
tour.
let's talk about 2018 Quicken Loans.
Oh, that's a good week.
Was that not it?
That's a week.
That was it.
Unbelievable.
I'm fucking, dude, I'm telling you, I'm next level
You're
with
savant.
this shit. I'm really crazy with this stuff.
Wow.
And, well, you want to know why?
You're...
It's because there's that picture. There's that picture of Tiger walking up a hill.
Yes.
And you are in the picture, and there's like millions of people in the background.
That's the coolest thing. And one of the funny things is Gino.
Did you clip him?
I lost by 1, but I was a plus 1.5 in Vegas. So
So
got him in
you
Vegas.
won the bet. That's awesome.
I birdied 17, he bogeyed 18, and I lost him by 1.
Was it cool? Was he nice?
It was the coolest thing I've ever done in my, it's better than my win.
Because he was playing good then, so you must have been up there.
We were in like 10th going into Saturday. He birdied 4 in a row in the front. He birdied 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7th green, he made like a 20-footer, and it's like stadium
went
golf.
nuts.
Me and Gino were this far away. I had like 2 feet to tap in. And Gino looked at me and he goes, "This is fucking awesome." And we could barely hear each other.
Yeah, that's so cool. So are you, okay, let's talk about this. Are you 60 everywhere around the green?
I am not 60 everywhere. I'm old school. I will get the ball in the green and run it.
You'll hit the pitching wedge and then...
Yeah, no, I'll 7-iron it.
So walk me through this. What are you looking at here?
So this is pretty tough. Well, the lie is on almost a downslope.
But that might help with how long the shot is.
Well, the problem is look how like this can kick and bank so hard.
It's got to land on the green.
So that's the deal, and you can't spin it a ton out of it.
But I think if you land it here, if you land it where you're walking right now, you're totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, so the deal is like we got to get on the shelf, right? We got to get this 15-foot circle. You can go higher and softer over here and use it, or if I get in there and really feel this lie, I might be able to spin one in there.
What club do you have in your hand?
This will be a 60 shot because it needs more spin. This is a good one for amateurs at home. The thicker and heavier the sand, you need less bounce on your clubs. You need to go to a sandwich or a gap wedge.
Because the club's just going to do it
It's
itself.
going to do it itself.
Yeah.
This looks a little crispy. I'm going to have to get in there, probably spin one a little bit. Spin.
Sit down. Sit down.
I just chunked it a bit.
A little clunky.
A little clunky. It should be. Can we work on this as well? So we got to do 2 things when we're in bunkers.
Wait, let me just
So
give me a
look.
second. What's
No,
wrong with
the
that?
problem is that this first dig was like, it's in here. Well, now we got issues. So pool cue, low handle, a lot of stuff starts away. We're just low handling this, and it's very light. We're only moving top of sand. We don't do bottom sand here.
Okay, so
We're
top of
only
sand.
moving top sand.
Let me
So
try.
then you can pull some in on the edge.
Is Gino a good
All time.
All
He's
time?
an absolute all timer.
He's Hall of Famer?
He is. It's a Zen garden. So if you take like, see how this guy just dug right here?
Yeah.
So you can get in there. The other deal we can do,
Ooh, you're getting
you
nasty
can
with
flip
it now.
and you can get all that sand in there. And then it's just a light dress over the top. See, you see how you drug that? We got to pick up there we go. Every stroke is one stroke.
What do you mean it's, oh, you're saying.
You can't like swipe and move. It's even lines. Who's caddying for you in your qualifier?
Alex Bush, one of our producers.
Hope he can rake a bunker better than you.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. People behind me won't be happy if I do that.
So to me, this is super planar. This is just one slope. It's gonna be gradual right to left the whole way.
Yeah, you kind of got to feel it with your speed and you're like,
So that's the deal, is like we both agree it's right to left the whole way. There's an idea of it, but these are ones where I'm really good, or I think I'm good at when I'm over the ball.
So I'm very interested. This putt's only probably, what, 16 feet, and you're not even thinking about lining it up.
No, because there's so much swing in it. If it was a dead straight putt, I'd line it up.
So are you looking at an apex point, or are you just kind of feeling
Yeah,
it?
so I know that this piece of grass, when I got over it, is just low. So my ball has to roll high of that.
Everything's been short and breaking a lot.
Math checks out. Like that.
What'd I say?
Short
Slow
and
and
breaks
breaking
a lot.
I try to tell you.
Unbelievable.
I try to tell you. It's believable. It's pretty believable. I wouldn't say it's unbelievable.
I see it was a good line. I just didn't hit it.
Yeah, they're not rolling very quick. .186.
This is a great little par 3 here.
I think it's good full 7. I think it's going to carry that. I mean, that little crest
Yeah, there
right
is
there.
a crest. I think that's probably 80 cover, which makes it a great number. There's nothing to this. We're in a dome, right? This is perfect. You just gotta like sack up and hit it.
Yeah, let's see some. Just a little left of it.
I'm going at the shadow. Oh my God. What was that, Rapaport?
I don't know, you tell me. Kick right. It did kick right.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Up here. Up here. Up here. What happened there? You had to diagnose that one.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that I thought I needed to hit it 2 yards harder, and the arms went faster than the body.
So is there ever a thought to hit 6 and feather it in?
No, it's a great number if I could just, it's a simple piece. Just like sack up and hit it.
Yeah. So with Riggsy, you're Riggsy.
My baby boy Riggsy.
You gonna put a golf club in his hand at a young age?
I don't care if my kid's a tour player. I don't need him to do that. I think that golf is an amazing thing that can connect people in life.
For sure.
You can go out for 4 or 5 hours with your buddies and hang out. Like, you can't do that any other place.
No. And it's an excuse to do it with the wives and everything.
That's the deal. Is like, so
Yeah,
I
if you
grew up
told
with
your wife, I'm gonna go walk with my friend for 4 hours, they'll probably be like, get the fuck out of here.
Right, or I'm gonna go to the bar with my friend 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do this for you can't do it. I'm gonna go play golf. Go ahead.
No problem.
So I also think it's good for business, like in that aspect. I think growing up around a golf course is the best thing you can do for a kid. Teaches respect.
Learn to hang out with older people.
You learn how to, you talk to older people. There's rules. That someone else is kind of, not your parents just yelling at you the whole time. I don't really care if he's good at it.
Yeah,
but he's gonna
he'll be good
understand
at it.
and respect. I'm not gonna say traditions of it, but all the things, all the values that golf adds.
So you've got the Washington head cover, the Washington alignment stick cover. You got no hard feelings against the way it went down there?
That our coach left us.
Did you get kicked out of school?
Kicked out is the wrong word. I flunked out.
What does that mean?
I didn't pass my classes. So
you were ineligible.
I was on probation. I didn't do enough to get back in good standing, and I was politely declined.
Joel, you're not a stupid person by any stretch.
So I think I went to college because that's what we were supposed to do, and I had a scholarship. There was no option in my life not to be a college student. That was just how I grew up in my family. But I quickly realized relationships with people is way more important than a piece of paper that said I got an econ degree from Washington with a 2.3 GPA.
That would have been covered.
That would have been nice, but it's not gonna help me. Relationships and who you meet and who you hang out with is way more. And I figured that out probably too early.
You didn't like playing out there enough? That wasn't enough to motivate you?
You know the cool thing now? I can play any golf course almost in the world.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can get out in Augusta too if you just swallow your pride. And
You know what else I can do? I can win a damn golf tournament and I can get out there and I can play it.
did you know that when you won Dominican, it wasn't getting you to the Masters?
Oh yeah.
You knew.
I want to get to Augusta for way more than myself. I want my dad to play while he's still healthy and can play.
How old's your dad?
67.
Same age as my dad.
Yeah, so I think he's got like
10 years?
8 to really like actually be a decent golfer.
Well, how old are you, 36?
Yeah.
So you got about 7 years.
And I want Gino, probably more than my dad. I want to go play with Gino. And I want him to tee him up on the first tee. I want him to shake his hand, like barely get the tee on the ground. And I want him to shoot 85.
He's going to hit it into 2 fairway, I'll tell you that much. Because
it'll
be right on 1.
No, he might mail it right first. So I want to get to Augusta for the people that have helped me get where I'm at more than I want to get there.
Well, that was one of the things in the Netflix show where you were like, that was one of the things that seemed to hit home, was like when they told you that, like, it's not just that you're whatever, it's that the people around you are really, really trying.
Yeah, they are, and they all want what's best for me. So you don't want to let them down because they're putting it, and at some point they're going to stop putting the effort. They're going to put in as much effort as you're putting in.
Right.
Well, if they start putting in less effort, all of a sudden that's not going to work. So I have to up my effort level across the board so everyone is on the same page.
I like that.
So.
All right, this is definitely going right the whole way.
Correct. We got up a good tier.
It's still breaking right at the top.
I agree. If I'm drawing straight lines, that's a great spot to start. I had one exactly. So I'll start when I have this like upper ridge deal. So this spot lined up exactly what you were thinking. So I want to make sure it's on this spot, or aim here, ball just inside. It's going to keep going that way.
And it's up, and it's even up once it gets to the top tier.
Correct. So we got to make sure, once again, pace is
out.
Out's great. Nuked it.
Nuked it.
Oh, I listened to all the haters.
What were the haters saying?
That I leave them short and underread them. Sometimes my caddy says that to me.
Not me, I would never.
That snapped off the map. That was a terrible. So that is a terrible 3-putt, and this is where I get in trouble. I didn't hit a great shot. I wanted to make it. Pace got bad instead of accepting a tap in par.
You tried to jam it in there.
I wanted to make sure that it was getting there, and then so all of a sudden you're impatient. It took me 8 holes to be impatient.
Well, we had a good 7-hole run there.
But I parred an easy par 5, didn't hit a great shot, got impatient.
But why is it so negative like that? You're 2 under par, standing with like a 35-footer on a tough par 3.
Like, I want to be better. I want to be 5 under. I want to be 3 after that hole. Like, instead of accepting the easy things.
All right, well, let's go accept some easy things and finish with a birdie.
See that, and now I'm chapped right now.
You're upset.
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do an easy thing.
Yeah, that's not really I wouldn't say it was a particularly tricky putt.
No, it's just slightly up a hill, but I wanted to hoop. So this is me I call it a fairway finder.
Kind of the same shot that you hit on the par 5.
Exactly, but I'm gonna hit it not right. I'm gonna hit it good this time.
Off that tree with the pale bark.
You just nailed it. Yeah. So pale bark is gonna leak just to the right of it.
Good swing. Beauty. That's gonna go a long way in this Arizona.
That's cruising. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, those are fun.
Go hard. Go 1 yard. Go 1 yard.
I need 1 yard.
Yeah.
I don't really talk to my ball because I can't control the ball.
That was pretty good control.
That was unbelievable.
So now what I'm thinking with my rat brain is that if he just 2-putted the last hole, we'd be 2 under, we'd have a fucking wedge into the last, we'd be flying great.
Right, and then you have a wedge on 10, 11's a reachable par 5, and then you can keep cruising that way.
But we're not, the unfortunate thing is we're not playing the back.
I have the hardest time teeing up on a Thursday at 7:30 off 10
you're
where
first
no one's there.
Yeah.
Like, that is so hard to get motivated. I think I teed off in like 25th at Waste Management on Saturday, but we were one of the first groups off 1. It was lined fairways.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. Shane and I was like, dude, this is like a Ryder Cup.
Really?
It was so loud. He's one of my favorite to play with because he's positive. We always have a great chat. He's a great husband.
Yeah.
Loves his kids, not afraid of a pint with his boys.
He's played in probably 4 Ryder Cups, 3 Ryder Cups.
Yeah, it's fun. He's a dude.
All right, 152.
Downwind?
Downwind a little bit. I still think it's probably 9 iron, or you like wedge?
wedge will not get there. So if I just stand up and hit this full 9, it's probably got high 50s in it.
It's 143 front. Yeah, I don't think wedge gets there. I think it's just good smooth 9.
Yeah, so this is
Perfect.
like, this is driving range 9. I pulled it. Oh, I pulled it.
Sit down. Sit down.
Should be a good number.
Yeah, it's not bad. 25 feet. Just a bit of a tug.
Oh, see?
Why does that happen? Body slows down a little bit?
Yes.
This is very makeable, Joel.
I agree. See, it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. It was a slight pull, but the number was good.
Everything was barking. We're still here with the look. Sneaky Raider. It's got to go right, doesn't it?
I mean, super quick pass the hole. Feels like it's kind of just inside this mark here.
So I have a hair less than you early.
You should never have to grab the flag. That's on me. That's on me. That's really bad.
I grab a lot of flags.
I just think it's going to have to be trickling a little bit.
You're right.
Maybe it's not going to break that much. I kind of see what you're saying. I think it's more fast than left to right.
Yeah, see, I got some ball rolling in here.
Might not catch enough friction to go right.
Oh, it did dive. Oh no, we got issues.
Hammer time.
I've been shorting. Wow, that's a dirty pin. We can't end like this.
That thing rolled out like crazy.
Well, you called it.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty straight up the hill, left center.
So that's what I was thinking. It might probably just have a tilt of right overall. Unbelievable finish to the day. All that for that?
All that for even par.
All that for that.
All that for even par.
The greens got me at the end.
I thought like we were hitting a stride there after 6 holes.
I felt nice, especially after I nipped the wedge in there.
Things went a little south.
If our ball flies 2 yards further on par 5, I probably 2-putt for birdie.
Yeah.
Then I probably don't 3-putt 8, and this is a tough pin, but
We had fun. We had fun, and that's the key here. We're not playing on tour here. We're having a good time. We're educating the people. Thank you for doing that.
Of course.
That was a lot of fun. Side Gig Season 2, Episode 1. Joel Dahmen, what a player. Netflix superstar, but also a golf superstar. 8 years on the PGA Tour. We're not downplaying your golf accomplishments.
I also think that my best golf is in front of me.
I think so
And
too.
the next couple years are going to be good golf, and I'm excited for the fans who root for me to be good and want me to be good. Are actually going to get to watch good golf, and I'm excited for that.
I think it starts with the players.
I love that. That's a great spot to start.
Cheers.